Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I said another video, but this is the first video on this channel. I do have other YouTube channels. I have too many at this point. Links in the description if you want to check out any of those. But this is a brand new channel, a music reaction channel. Today, we are here with our first video. And I feel like it was just out of respect. I had to do this one as the first video. First album we are reacting to, Logic, Ultra 85. Logic is... I don't listen to his music a whole lot anymore, but, you know, when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, he was one of the first artists that I actually went out and listened to myself. I found his music myself. So I feel like, especially with this album, because it's been so widely anticipated for so many years, it's only right for this to be the first one. I don't listen to his music a whole lot anymore. I still have tracks recently that he's put out that I do like, but he's put me on to some of my favorite artists currently. Alessia Cara, she's on 1-800, but I found her from, well, she was on the radio, but he was on a remix of one of her songs in like 2014, 15. She's one of my favorite artists. And then Lucy Rose, who was on this album, I think she's got album of the year this year, possibly. I mean, I just got to pay my respects and give this album a listen. And I've heard some good things. I have been spoiled to one thing that I will talk about when we get there. But now, since this is my first video, I will let you guys know how we are going to be doing these reactions. After every single track, every track is going to get a rating off of first reaction. I am someone that is very... my mind changes as I listen to music. A lot of songs grow on me. So first reaction is not great for me, but every song is going to get a rating. The rating scale is going to be the top playlist, meaning it is going to be added to the community playlist that you can find on Apple Music or Spotify in the description below. I have it's basically just the current rotation of stuff that I'm listening to, and I'll add, obviously, stuff from albums as we react to them. So, top ranking is playlist. Right under that is great, then good, then mid, and then I'm not feeling it. It's a pretty positive scale. Mid not being the middle. And mid in my terms does not mean bad. It legit means I don't dislike it, but I don't really like it either. It's mid. And then not feeling it is I really don't feel it. So that's how the scale goes. Every single track will get one of those ratings, besides skits and stuff like that. So let me quit yapping, and we'll get right into this reaction. This is an hour and 17 minutes. Logic, I love you, man, but an hour and 17 minutes is absolutely unreal. This is... I don't like albums this long, and I don't like 20-track albums, but let's go ahead and get into the first track. Alright, first track up here is Paul Rodriguez. 9 minutes long. Dear God.
Hey, yo, this that Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack type beat. Welcome to Ultra 85.
Give me something like that. I'll like it. Let's see.
What's up? What's happening, bitch? We live. Probably thought you never see the day of Ultra 80. Me, black and white like 88 pianos. Lord of the Rings, my right hand look like Thanos. Hairline like Fontanos. Rocking a yellow flannel. Y'all can't see me.
Oh, I saw he did get a yellow flannel.
I've graduated from the bullshit. Pass me to let him in. I feel like Magnus. Logic on this beat is murder, bitch. I'm protagonist. Ultra 85, this the catalyst. That real rap shit. Lo-fi boom bap on that trap tip. Now omitted. We taking it back for these hip hop heads like fitteds. Said it, I did it. Yes, I said it and did it. If you hating on
the progression of this beat is crazy. And we're only 3.5 minutes in.
watch yourself. Logic wildin', man, I'm not myself.
Spit heat to your face, Mel?
This for most, this for shit like Ho said. Can I live? Hey, check it. This that Lupe in 06. This that Lupe last week. This that timeless flow.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. I had heard good things about this specific track when it came out, so I was going into it expecting something like this.
Please tell Mission Control docking sequence was successful and the Aquarius 3 is now commencing.
Is this like a prequel?
Rosalind?
Okay, so that was Paul Rodriguez. Wow. Huh. So is this a prequel? What the hell's going on now? Either way, to talk about the track, I mean, that beat was unreal. And for it to continue to keep my attention for that whole, probably, I don't know, it was probably 7.5, probably 7 minutes before the, you know, the switch up. I'm going to put this, we're going to say this is great. I feel like I got to give it its flowers. I was not feeling the flow for the first couple minutes of it. But one thing I will respect is that he, at least in this track so far, he is not coming in with some nursery rhyme bars and some nursery rhyme rhymes. The rhyme schemes are kind of wild. So I'll give him that. Great track. Not giving it playlist, but great track. Now I'm actually very intrigued for what the rest of this album is going to be. But 20 tracks is still insane, Logic. All right, on to the second track, Mission Control, featuring T-Man the Wizard. We got the sample. My God!
You a bitch, always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought is the highest caliber nutrition. Permission tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Self-medicate like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition report. I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forgive.
Okay.
I remember that they didn't even want to listen.
All right. Dude, I gotta reiterate, I really have not been a massive fan of Logic's music in recent years. This is playlist. This is playlist right here. This beat, okay, first off, by far the best Lemonade sample I've heard this year, because the other one is I Love It by Camila Cabello, and I do not like that song. This beat is unreal. The flow is crazy. He's got the clever little bars in there. This track is some of the best rapping I feel like I've heard from him in a while. It was one verse. Flow rare like a first edition. Your lyrics drier than the Prohibition, just pretty, they're not exactly the most complex things ever, but I don't care about that as long as the bar hits. Some good rhymes in there. I mean, dude, that beat was insane. That's something that I am expecting to be good, is the production to be good across the board. Phenomenal sample. Let's move on to the third track. All right, on to the third track. This one is called Deja Vu, featuring DJ Drama. I believe this was a single. I don't know. I don't think I've heard it all the way through. Maybe I've heard like a snippet of it, but.
Something I can relate to. This band called
Okay, this is the fade away. Okay. So yeah, I've like partially heard this, but obviously this beat's gonna be good. I mean, it's just like a remix of Fade Away. How many times, I need to know how many times in his career Logic has said gat in a song. He loves it.
With the life I have is grain. Everybody gonna die, gonna go. Yes, I know, that's for sure. Everybody wanna act.
Okay.
Wanna act like I'm, and I stay with the can and they talking that shit in the Discord. You know I'm a band. I pull up in the Maybach and never the fan. I'm recorded and crushed a decade later. It's a classic. What can I say? I guess I won't fade away.
Okay, nah.
We was on that block until we made a way.
I like this. I mean, now I'm just legit listening to a Fadeaway remix. What are we doing here, man? I don't even want to feel like I'm glazing, but that was another great track. I'm gonna give it great because I'm not. I feel like before this album came out, you know, I saw like when he first like teased it, where he had like the website with a bunch of little sound bites of some of the songs, and then this was here, this was there, and I was like, I don't want it to be like he's Fadeaways is a good song, is a really good song from him. So let's just like bring it back in hopes that makes this new song good. But he really like he kind of messed around with the flow from Fadeaway in a lot of unique ways, instead of just straight up like ripping it and trying to just turn it into like a second song with that as the bass. I feel like this was a really good take on it. So I'm gonna give it great. In terms of like the subject matter, it's pretty like normal for a Logic album across the board. I feel like a lot of just what he talks about is, you know, what he was at and what he's at now and his influences. I feel like it's not, in terms of subject matter right now, it is not far from like basically anything I've heard from him in the past. So that's another great track. And now we just go ahead and move on to the first skit of the album, Glorious Ultra Panavision.
That would be my first mission outside Babel.
What the hell? What? Oh, hell no.
Kai's current heart rate is 128 beats per minute.
Bitch, don't put my personal information out there like
There
that.
it is.
Anxiety is normal, dude.
I mean, okay, that's just a skit. I don't really have much to say. I'm very weirded out that like this is basically a prequel to The Incredible True Story. At least in terms of what they're saying, like this is before they knew each other. So that's not what I expected. Next track up is Fear. This one I have heard. This was the first single. This came out in February, I think. It's way too long ago. I was kind of iffy on it when it came out, but I think I've only heard it like once or twice. So I'll go ahead and give it a full listen again, and we'll see what ranking I decide to give it. I'm gonna probably say it every track at this point, but you know, production's obviously on point. And I like the chorus, but at least first verse. I forgot about the B switch. Okay, now hold on. I forgot about that. I forgot. Let me quit talking.
Life we live in hard. This life we live in hard.
That start is making me think of like the second half of Self-Care, Mac Miller. I'll keep it 100% honest. The second half is on a different stratosphere compared to the first. All right, that was Fear. I think off the bat, I'm gonna give it a good. Middle of my scale. You know, like we said, it's a positive scale, so good is still, you know, I'm feeling the track. I don't mind it. Second half, so much better. It really reminded me of the second half of Self-Care. And I think it was like the first few lines, really, the way he was singing it, and maybe the word usage just sounded similar, like rhyme-wise. But, I mean, even the first half, I don't mind it. I enjoy the chorus. But that verse is just, I don't know if I want to... I hate that flow. I hate the flow of the first verse. But really everything else I'm pretty positive on. But it's not something that I see myself really going back to at least often. So we're going to give it a good. And the thing I said I was going to say, I don't like when Logic puts, or I shouldn't even say Logic, I should say anyone, when anyone puts long either skits or talking parts at the beginning or end of songs. That was 40 seconds at the end of this song. So if I want to listen to this song, then I either have to skip the last 40 seconds or listen to a conversation for 40 seconds at the end of the song. So that's always been my, I just like that. Drake does it a lot too, where he loves to just put random Toronto people talking for 40 seconds at the start of a song. And it's like the best song ever, but he just does that. And then it's like, okay, that makes me not want to listen to the song. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of that, but I knew, seeing that he only had 3 skits on here, 3 tracks labeled as skits, he was going to have a lot of end of track things. So I expect that to be throughout the album. I just hope it's not on my favorite tracks. Okay, on to track 6. This one is called Favela. That is the second time he said gripping the grain this album. He said "gad" again. I was wondering if that's why it was called Favela. I was gonna say it before the track started. Sicker than COVID-20? Alright, dude. That's... Weak like 5 plus 2? Okay. Okay. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I was going to say before the track started, shout out MW2. I figured that was the only reason it was called Favela. No, that was another just I mean, great beat. I don't like the reusing lines. He loves to do that a lot. But I think he's gotten much better in recent years with that. So I'll give him credit for that. But a lot of just funny, clever punchlines throughout this whole thing. Just to say a couple of the want beef, end up a vegetable. That's kind of hard. That's actually kind of hard. I said the sicker than COVID-20. Like, okay. What was the other one? Well, you have the smoking cigs after dark. We call that Nick at Night. Yo, weak like 5 plus 2. That's just, I'm not gonna complain about those types of bars being like a bad bar, because I just think they're funny. So they're not, I'm never gonna mind those. So I'm gonna leave that one at a good. I don't think it did anything that like absolutely wowed me and made me want to listen to it again, really. All right, on to the next track, track 7, Gardens 3. Over 5 minutes. He has long songs on this album. I'm gonna also assume some of those are because of the like little skits at the end. This is fully Logic produced, I'm seeing as well. I don't know if I'm liking this beat so far. Alright. I can't decide if I like this beat or not. It's so weird. I'll give him that. It's weird. Like,
Think I'm on an interstellar mission once again. A 5'10" assassin lighting them up like Edison. Nowadays,
okay, now that's a bad bar.
follow me on this.
Okay. Are you switching it up now? Now is he gonna bring me back in? Or is the beat coming back? Oh no, it's a skit. Yep. Oh my god. 2 minutes?
Yeah, man, these new robots.
Hello, my name is Adam, Artificial Tech Machina, Cybernetic Relations.
I'd like that it's just it's Logic. Well, I'm gonna keep it real. We're putting Gardens 3. We're putting it at mid. We're putting it at mid because I am so indecisive on it. I'm not fully set on it. Also, by the way, this is just personal, like my personal enjoyment. So don't think I'm like saying if I say I'm not feeling a track, if I put it as the lowest rating on my scale, I'm not saying the song's bad. I'm saying I don't like it. So keep that in mind. I'm putting it at mid. Plus the 2 minutes at the end of the track. Are we serious, brother? Yeah, no, that beat was just so weird. Not that I dislike weird, but it just wasn't something I was fully getting into, and I felt like the flow was weird. This was the first one where I felt like the funny punchlines were becoming just not that great. What was the one? Light you up like Edison or something? Like Boy on the Creep like Tom York? Like, all right. That one's not that bad, but yeah, no, that flow was just weird, and I was not feeling the beat too much. But so that's the first one to go in a minute. All right, on to track 8. This one is called Ghost in the Machine, featuring Robert Ivory and Ade, maybe? This is the one that I have been spoiled on for what the beat is. This beat is legendary in the Logic community, and I know because this was posted as like a video of him in the studio years ago, maybe 7 years ago at this point. And I remember hearing it and just absolutely loving the beat. And I'm so excited to hear this song. I'm mad that I was spoiled, but I had some reasons why I couldn't record this the night that it came out. So, but I'm glad to get into it now. Let's go ahead and give this a listen. Oh man. I mean, all-time beat, dude. This is insane that I'm listening to this right now. Oh my god.
Back in the basement, homie. Way before the first placement, homie. Back in the basement, homie. Way before the first placement.
Oh my god, man.
Time is a drug, playing Call of Duty online, rocking with face.
I also knew about this line. Shout out FaZe. Oh no, are we changing the beat up, man? That's a classic. Come on.
East side, west side, we ride, we die, all for this.
Oh my god, this is the... Oh my god. No way. This is like the slave hook. That bad wording. The Logic fans get what I'm saying here. Oh, that's fire. Okay. Okay. Oh, come on, man. I love NBA bars.
I'm sharp as Shannon.
Sharp as Shannon? Oh my god.
They made it out the hood, got their own way from Briggs Cheney. When rolling up Bush was my vice like Dick Cheney. I was living insanely. For the money I couldn't attain, mama couldn't tame me.
Dude. What a verse. Ade? Oh my god. The interpolation of Slave and Slave 2 from Robert Ivory. Ade's verse, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a verse of the album. That's no shade to Logic. That verse was nasty. I'll be 100% honest. If it didn't have the Ade verse, I wouldn't playlist it. But because it's there, we're playlisting it. That beat is too classic. The switch up was good, but the second and third verse from Robert Ivory and Ade, like, those were unreal. That was great. I have really not much else to say. I love the bars in Ade's verse. I love NBA bars, and I just feel like those were, like, Logic has clever, funny bars, but he doesn't word them or form them in that way, the way that Ade was, and that's what I prefer. So, nah, that was amazing. That's song of the album right now. Song of the album. Ade has verse of the album right now. That's Logic. We need a gas verse, dude. You gotta claim verse of the album for your own album, dude. All right, track 9, Innerstellar, featuring Lucy Rose. This is one of my most anticipated, follow up to Intermission, and we got Lucy Rose on it again. Lucy Rose, like I said at the beginning of the video, one of my favorite artists right now. I think she's got album of the year at the moment. Let's see what she does on this track. One of the best voices I've ever heard, man. She's unreal.
In a hotel room, contemplating my death. I've been on tour so long, feel like ain't nothing left. It's okay to wake up sad, but it's a lot of people that woke up today in body bags. 332,648 to be exact. And you mad that you ain't get that big promotion? Fuck that.
God. I mean, another great beat. Shout out Six. I see this is purely just Six on the production. Lucy Rose, absolutely killing it. Killing it. She's on a run this year. I like that they're just letting this beat ride for like 40 seconds. So, Innerstellar. I think Intermission's better. Maybe that's nostalgia, hindsight. I've also only heard this track once. But I'm going to give it great. I'm not going to playlist it, I'll tell you why. I just think the rhyming throughout that verse was weak. Subject matter, this is stuff that Logic talks about a lot, so it's not surprising to see. He's talking about a lot of real stuff. And phenomenal chorus. Shout out Lucy Rose. I don't know whether she wrote it or if Logic wrote it, but either way, it fits as well. And if you guys haven't listened to Lucy Rose's album this year, This Ain't the Way You Go Out, Highly recommend it. I've said it multiple times in this video. My album of the year currently. From listening to that album and certain things that she talks about, this is like a perfect track for her to be on, and perfect lines for her to have as well. So that is something that I can really appreciate about the track. But, you know, to me, it's purely just the rhyming. I feel like it's just weak rhyming. If we could just get some multi-syllable rhymes, that's all good with me. Because, like, it's just so, I said it earlier, like nursery rhyme type thing. Like, he's just rhyming the last word, like the last syllable. Not even the full last word, but just the last syllable. And it just sounds just so plain. And I know he's a good enough rapper to be able to to rap better than that. So I think that's really, in my mind, the only thing holding this track specifically back. But I'm expecting a decent amount of tracks and verses from Logic to maybe be held back like that. Because I just feel like he's just not, in terms of rhyming, he's not at his best. But he's talking, though. He's talking. So I'll 100% give him that on that track. So, no, another good track. And we'll just see where the rest of this goes. All right, on to track 10, In Retrospect. Finally, halfway through the album after this track. Okay. I have Genius pulled up on my other screen. I see that's T-Man the Wizard. Oh, okay. Instantly, these are better rhymes. Okay, I like that one. See, like, keep rhyming like that, man. How did I notice? How do I notice? Cause I myself was beaten and molested. God drugged me through the fire every day. I was tested. How much do it cost to keep it real with you? Wild verse, wild verse. Okay. How much do it cost to be a real nigga? This chorus is great. This chorus is great. Bro, T-Man the Wizard has a crazy voice. It's actually fire. Well, I mean, that is a... I could see this track being, like, within Logic's fandom, being, like, a very revered track. I love that chorus. Obviously, the beat was great. The verse, I mean, off rip, I was saying, like, the rhymes are instantly better. But this is a track where the rhymes really don't matter because he is talking about some serious shit. And that is definitely why I think this track will be pretty well received within Logic's fans. So I'm going to give that a great, and I'll be honest with you, really the biggest difference between great and playlist on my scale is playlist is more of just like the replayability, I feel. And I don't know if that's a verse I want to replay. Not that it's not good. It's just not one that I feel like is something that I want to hear a million times, you know? The chorus, though, great. Shout out T-Man the Wizard. No, I'm going to give that a great. Not much explanation out of that, but that's about where I am. I mean, this album genuinely is impressing me compared to anything that he's put out in recent years. So we're doing good so far, but we're only halfway through. All right, on to track 11, 44 Ever. This did come out prior to the album, and I've heard like part of it, but I might spoil it. I'm not the craziest fan of this, but let's see. I haven't heard the whole thing, so maybe I'm capping. Maybe I'm just lying to myself. No, because now I'm remembering the flow, and I don't think I like it. That snare is so loud. Bill's white like I'm William. I'm not feeling that. I don't know about that. I actually don't know about that. I don't know about that logic. He said, y'all know my rhyming elite. I have been talking about it this whole album. I don't know that. I'm definitely going to be in the minority here, but I'm going to give that a mid. I'm going to give that, like, I'm just not that I'm not feeling it. I think the beat has its moments. This is a very nitpicky thing. That snare is way too loud. Let me explain myself here. I have pussy ears. And what I mean by that is usually if hi-hats are too loud, I really dislike it. Or if a snare hits like that, and I play the song too loud, it hurts my ears because I got pussy ears, and I will accept that. So that's just a nitpick for me for just like replayability. Like I would not want to constantly listen to that. But I mean, I'm just not a huge fan of some of those flows. It was just, I don't know. It was genuinely 50-50. So that's why I'm going to give it mid, because it is just straight up 50-50 to me. That might be the weakest track on the album. It might be. Now it's probably better than Gardens 3. I don't know. All right, on to track 12. This one is called Love Me. All caps for some reason. About a 3-minute track. I can get down with this. Hold on. Okay, wait. No, hold on. No. We're cooking right now. We're cooking. I love these drums. Okay. This is... Wow. I'm impressed again. This is impressive, man. I can't quite playlist it. It's a great. It is like the top of great. That was phenomenal track. That was great, but I just can't. I feel like I can't give it. Maybe, things could change after first listen. This is purely off of first listen, and like I said at the start, music is a grower on me a very large majority of the time. So, this one, if anything is gonna change, I feel like it's this one so far. Love the drums. I mean, production was just great throughout, and just he was getting the flows were weird. The flows were weird, but in a good way this time. The bridge and outro. I mean, it's just like repeating the same thing, but just it just is going so well with the beat. I just think that was a great one. So leave it at that, and we'll move on. All right, we are on to track 13, Planet Death. This is a skit, a 3-minute skit. So I don't know how much of this is going to be in the video, but we'll see.
Where won't allow me to participate here, only biological.
What good are you if you can't help us kill the enemy?
Game over. You're dead.
Okay.
Damn. Why are you freezing like that?
Escape from What?
The day-to-day, I guess. It's the same reason I lose myself in film and music. It feels like home.
You know what? I may not get that game, but I get that.
I like that. Yeah. I'm just gonna move on. Not much to say about this kid. So, all right, on to track 14, Teleport. I know this is also a fan favorite currently. So, I'm just seeing the lyrics right here on Apple Music, and I don't know how to feel about this opening portion.
Bitch, you bugging me like
All right.
Bitch, you bugging me like got discipline. Bobby on that ish again. Got big games like Michigan. Don't think they listen and they bugging out like
Come on, brother.
No, I'm not free. Have no bargain, have no plea. Accepting my whole destiny. I'm bugging out like
I do not like this part, and the fact that it is coming back throughout the song is not great.
World destroyed before it began. Never had a man. Never 8 years old in the basement with my daddy. Girlfriend, she big breasted. Shoved her tongue all the way down my prepubescent throat. I was molested. Teleport mama got arrested. Teleport houses roach infested. Teleport first me. The day my son was born, I saw the whole world differently. I'm not the
That's fire. That's fire. I like that. I'm so torn on this track. This is another one that it's like he's talking, you know? He's talking. It's hard to say that that I don't like it, because it's like, oh, you're saying you don't fuck with the track where he's being real. Like, I don't know, it's just, well, the thing is, it's not him being real that's making me dislike the track. It's the buzzing throughout the track. You bugging me like zzz. Like, the fact that the second verse was significantly better than the first. Actually, no, I shouldn't say the second verse because I'm looking on Genius now. The fourth verse, I should say. Nah, I mean, that another great beat. I see why I saw this one talked about. The ones that I've seen talked about are the ones where he is the most like down to earth, genuine, being real, and talking about like some serious stuff that was going on with him. So I completely understand why these tracks are held in high regard, but I'm gonna give it a mid. I'm sorry. I'm moving on because I don't want to let that linger. All right, track 15, Chess Skit. This one's just a minute long, so.
Too early to be bringing out that queen, Thomas. Knight G6.
Oh no, Kai.
Bitch, why you want business? I'm trying to win this game of chess.
Class. It was such a cool story, I decided to learn how to play. Kai.
All right.
Kai!
What?
Another just goofy ass little skit. You gotta respect them. All right, on to track 16, Antidote, featuring Z-Loopers. This is after this track is where I believe, from what I've heard, the album really gets kind of crazy. So we'll see. Okay, that's.
You got that whack shit in your playlist, this the antidote. My bitch is bad as fuck, got 2 kids sipping, yeah, she smoke. This all I make all your
My God. Okay, now this actually goes hard. I gotta talk about that at the end. This is Walmart Baby Keem right now. Z-Looper, so I'm sorry, man. You're off-brand Baby Keem. I legit, for a second, thought that was Baby Keem rapping. He kept the energy throughout the track, I will say though. Even through his verse. This is nice. This is a banger for sure. Nah, that was it. That was a eater. That was a eater. That was a eater. Oh my god. Z Loopers, dude. Perp Like Grimace is hilarious though. Perp Like Grimace is hilarious. High Like Blimp is not great though. Okay, I have to say this. We need to stop. It is 2024. We need to stop doing Aaliyah Rock the Boat bars. That is one of the bars, like high like a kite, fly like a plane, or something like that. Like Aaliyah Rock the Boat bars have to be off limits at this point. It is. I'm not fucking with it. We gotta stop. I mean, just a banger all around, and I didn't know that was gonna be the chorus, but I like the bars in the chorus. This art I made go over your head like Michelangelo, shirt off in this hoe like I'm D'Angelo. You know, I mean, I fuck with those bars. I'm glad that he kept the energy throughout the track though. He didn't fuck around. So that is, I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna give it a great. I'm gonna give it a great. It's a banger. I'm gonna give it a great. Not playlist. If Z Loopers wasn't on the track, it might be a playlist. But Perp Like Grimace that's funniest bar on the album right now. Perp Like Grimace. God, that's gonna be stuck in my head. All right, on to track 17, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is, to my knowledge, where the album gets kind of wild with these last 4 tracks. So I'm excited. Let's get into it. All right, beat goes crazy already. Is his favorite movie actually Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? That's a recent one, right?
It all started with Kill Bill, but after a couple of mil, I started to feel like they didn't respect the skill still. Attain what I did, living a dream in a 4-story crib I could have never imagined as a kid. Everything he wanted to.
The whole Tarantino scheme is going crazy.
Behind the matrix, older and wiser, adult walking up the driveway. I'll never have the passion I once did. It's understood. It's all good. Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Wow. Oh, did they let this beat ride for a whole minute? I'll be honest, there's a lot of references within this song that I don't understand just because I'm uncultured. So I think a lot of people are going to appreciate this track a lot more than me. At least a lot of the bars throughout it. But, you know, having the whole really storytelling throughout this track was really good. But no, I'm sitting here bobbing my head because this beat's just riding. I like it. Great track. I'm going to give that great. And you know, maybe it's different if I knew a lot of the references, because there is a lot throughout the track. It is cool finding out what his favorite Tarantino movie is. So learning that it was Kill Bill. Because I believe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is more recent than 2014. A lot more recent. I think that's like, hold on, I gotta look it up now. 2019. So yeah, very recent. I'm saying very recent. That's 5 years, dear God. So it was Kill Bill. So it probably was Kill Bill and the Under Pressure. Oh my God. Metropolis? Is that the end of Metropolis, I think? Either way, it's cool to find that out, but no. Phenomenal production, just him rapping for 5 minutes. Just going off. So this one gets a great. I could see this one being another, huge fan favorite. But I'm gonna give it a great, leave it at that. All right, on to track 18, Peace, Love, and Positivity.
Yeah, doing 70 on this highway. In the back of this bus, I'm busting my mind open, hoping these lyrics connect like Tetris effect, retrospect.
Okay, the intermission reference. I like it.
Manifesting something much different. I'm lifting this weight, all cause I can do it all. Yo, picking the pen up when I'm feeling pen up, like a canine when he picking his scent up. 17 in the step, yo, Louis V, cause that Italian leather right there is a movie B.
That's an interesting kick.
Is lesser than the 90-degree V, cause they used to call 3000 a pillow biter, cause he wore pink feathers and wore leather. It would incite a riot in the rap community. Now he's considered top 5 with full immunity. Shit is trash, word to Oscar. Rap was the woman of my dreams, then I tossed her. Cause I
Shit is trash, word to Oscar. I'm just off the bat, I'm gonna give that one a good. This is another one where he's like he's rapping about a lot of real things. Like, he is being real, he is talking. But I just, as a track, I can't fully, you know, just get behind it and wanting to listen to it. So we're gonna give that one a good. It's definitely not a mid. It's not a mid. We're giving that one a good. I want you guys to really, if you listen to this album, which if you're watching this, I'm assuming you do, especially if you're this far in the video. I want you to really listen to Logic, especially in these past couple years. I don't want to say couple years, probably in the past, especially 5 years. And I just want you to listen to a lot of his verses. There are the rhyme schemes are just not great to me. I think they just make his flow awkward a lot of the time. And early in this verse, even just the way he raps, picking the pen up when I'm feeling pen up like a canine when he picking the scent up. Just the way that flows is so much better than like any line that I've heard damn near on this whole album. And that is the thing that to me is turning me off a lot of these tracks that either have a minimal chorus or have no chorus at all and it's just verse or verses. Is I feel like his straight up rhyming abilities are not on like 100 full display. I'm not this is just an example because I listen to Drake a lot. Drake is phenomenal at the multi-syllable rhymes. And that's why I feel like his lines hit harder. The bars flow harder. Like, it just... That is the thing that I feel like Logic is missing right now in his verses. Not so much the subject matter, not so much even the bars. It's maybe just the way they're worded and the way he is rhyming. That is turning me off of some of these verses and what has done that in the past, like I said, 5 years. It just makes the songs, to me, not as pleasant to replay them and listen to them constantly. And it makes the verses less memorable to me. Like, if I can put on let me think. Even like, I mean, Gang Related is a pretty overdone song. A song like even Soul Food or Growing Pains 3, like the way that he's rhyming just makes the verses feel like I could rap along with them. I don't feel like I could ever in my life, no matter how many times I heard this song, that I could rap along. Obviously, a lot of the things that that he's saying, I could not rap along to in the first place. But just you know, you guys get what I mean. That's my little rant for the video. So there's that. We're leaving it at that, and we're moving on. That is, we're leaving that at good. All right, on to track 19, City in the Stars, featuring Robert Ivory. Now, after hearing what Robert Ivory did on Ghost in the Machine, I'm excited to hear him again, and just excited because of, you know, the title of this track. You know, this could get crazy. This is probably one of the most anticipated songs on this album. So let's get into it.
I know you understand me, and I know that you're never wrong, yeah, you're never wrong.
Even he's multi-syllable rhyming on the chorus. So, like he's singing like it. Oh my God.
I just wanna make it, I just wanna make it, I just wanna make it. I'm a motherfucking take it, they don't take it when I won. Been top 5 and some niggas wearing suits and getting paid for the crime.
Oh my God. Shout out Robert Ivory. Oh my Lord. Okay. I don't like that. Okay. That was boring. Oh my God. Robert Ivory, absolute masterclass. No, that I don't like the whole emphatically, dramatically, achromatically. Like I don't know about that, but it's still a good verse from Logic. Robert Ivory masterclass. That's playlist. That's playlist. I'll give it that. I will give it that. It is getting playlist. City in the Stars lived up to the hype. Lived up to the hype for sure. Wow. Oh my God. Robert Ivory masterclass. That's insane. His verse was crazy. His verse was crazy and the chorus was great. And I think Logic also did his thing. Like, that is, from top to bottom, that might be the best track. It's tough for me. It's tough for me, I would say. I really like Ghost in the Machine because I still think, to this point, I think Ade has verse of the album. Mission Control is great with that Lemonade sample, though. But I think I've still track of the album. I think is still Ghost in the Machine. Then I'd probably go this, then Mission Control. But those are definitely the 3 guaranteed playlisters right there. And I like this album across the board really has been great. This is easily the best I've heard from him in a long time. All right, we made it. We are on to the final track, track 20. Thank you for believing in me. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I'll give you my thoughts, and then we can talk about the album a little bit. This is already great. I love this. This is hitting. This is hitting crazy. I think he's become a much better writer when he's singing. I mean, what are we doing? I knew I heard Drea in the background vocals. I had to look.
I won't say shit.
Well, boys,
All
it
right.
looks like we finally come to the end of this chapter.
See you on the next one, cowboy.
Yeah. That's playlist. Guys, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I did not expect to come away from this album with 4 playlist tracks. 4. I was fully expecting to just be like kind of middle of the road on this album. But in terms of songs that I will go back and replay a lot, it's probably the 4 that I playlisted. I don't think just with the music that I like at my current age, this doesn't quite fit into it. In terms of the music that I listen to on repeat and repeatedly listen to, a lot of this just doesn't fit into that category. But I can see the appeal, and I can understand that this album really is that good. But I will take away my tracks and hold them to my heart, because these are some good tracks. I think Thank You for Believing in Me, just to talk about that track. I mean, that, like I said it in the middle of the track, him as a songwriter, him writing whether it's a chorus where he's singing, he has gotten so much better, and I feel like that was the showcase of it. He seems to be a better writer when he is going to be singing versus rapping at the moment. At the moment, I think he is better writing songs versus raps. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's up to you to decide. It's purely up to preference. But no, I thought that final track was great. That's another playlist. That's 4: Mission Control, Ghost in the Machine, City in the Stars, and Thank You for Believing in Me. And I mean, a plethora of other great tracks that were in there. Love Me was good. Antidote was just, the banger on the album. Interstellar, shout out Lucy Rose, shout out Ade on Ghost in the Machine. That is one of my favorite verses I've heard, honestly, this year. That is a banger. Wow. Business cards say I got a white side, I ain't Hassan. Hold on. Wait, I gotta get this in the video. This genius annotation, it is unreviewed, said this is a reference to the greatest basketball player of all time, Hassan Whiteside. Shout out to whoever put that annotation. That is hilarious. Oh man. But no, great album across the board. I really do feel like not many low points. Not many low points on here. Nothing that I wasn't feeling, which is great, because the past few Logic albums, I've had a lot that I was not feeling. So I'm very happy to have this experience. Shout out to anyone that is still watching. And please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any interest, if you want to see more music reactions, join the Discord as well. We have a Discord server, so please join that if you're interested. This is not rap is not quite the genre that's going to be showcased a lot on this channel, so don't expect a crazy amount of it. I like a select few rappers now at this point in my life, so I really will only cover like incredibly huge releases like Drake, Kendrick, maybe J. Cole, and then the rappers that I do really enjoy, Schoolboy Q, Mick Jenkins, stuff like that. But other than that, it'll mostly be a lot of pop, indie pop, alternative stuff like that. That is more my lane nowadays. But if you have any interest, please subscribe. And shout out to everyone watching at this point. And shout out to Logic for this album. That was a great one. yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.